To explain sequential circuits, we first have to talk about combinational logic circuits. Combinational logic circuits consist of input variables, which are used to create logic gates, a computational circuit, and an output variable. The output of a combinational circuit are based on the input variables alone. But unlike combinational circuits, sequential circuits produce an output based on the current input and the previous input variables. Using a memory element along with the combinational circuit, the sequential circuits are capable of storing binary information. And this binary information defines the state of the sequential circuit at the time. A latch is capable of storing one bit of information. There are two types of inputs used to allow this to function. The external inputs, which are not controlled by the circuit, and the internal inputs, which are a function of the previous output states. Now, there are two types of sequential circuits. There's the asynchronous sequential circuit and the synchronous sequential circuit. The synchronous sequential circuit uses a clock signal, and the output pulse is the same duration as the clock pulse as a clock sequential circuit. Since sequential circuits wait for the next clock pulse to arrive to perform the next operation, um, it results in the circuits being a bit slower compared to the asynchronous circuits. The synchronous sequential circuit are used in synchronous counters, flip-flops, and in the design of the more mealy state management machine. They're also used to design counters, registers, RAM, and other retaining machines. Unlike the synchronous sequential circuits, the asynchronous sequential circuits do not use a clock signal, but uses the pulses of inputs. These circuits are faster than the synchronous sequential circuits because there's no clock pulse, and they change their state immediately when there's a change in input signal. When speed is the most important operation, people would tend to use the asynchronous sequential circuit instead of the synchronous